Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murali of 25th of November 2020. Essence. Baba says, sweet children, in order to claim the highest on high status, remain intoxicated on the journey of remembrance. This is the spiritual gallows. Your intellects should be tied to your home. Question. What is a sign of those whose intellects are not able to imbibe knowledge? Repeat. What is a sign of those whose intellects are not able to imbibe knowledge? Answer. They become upset over trivial matters. The more knowledge someone's intellect is able to imbibe, the more happiness he will experience. When your intellect has the knowledge that the world now has to go down and that they will be lost through that, you will never become upset. You will remain constantly happy. Om Shanti. The spiritual father sits here and explains to the spiritual sweetest children. Your children understand that God is called the highest on high. The intellect's yoga of souls should go to the home. However, there isn't a single human being in the world whose intellect is aware of this. Even sannyasis don't consider the Brahma element to be the home. They say that they want to merge into the Brahma element, and so that cannot be the home. One lives in a home. The intellects of you children should remain there. Just as people are hung on gallows, so you too are now climbing the spiritual gallows. Internally, you are aware that the highest on high Father comes and takes you to the highest on high home. We now have to return home. The highest on high Baba is enabling us to claim the highest on high status. In the kingdom of Ravan, all are degraded. Those people are elevated, whereas these are degraded. They are not aware of being the highest. Even those who were the highest don't know anything about those who were the lowest. You now understand that only the one God is called the highest on high. Your intellects go upwards. He is the resident of the supreme place, that is Paramdham. No one understands that we souls are also residents of that place. We come here simply to play our roles. This doesn't enter anyone's thoughts. They remain engrossed in their own business. The Father now explains, you will become the highest on high when you remain intoxicated on the remembrance of journey. It is by having remembrance that you have to claim a high status. You mustn't forget the knowledge that you are being taught. Even little children are able to relate it. However, children won't understand the aspect of yoga. Many children are not fully able to understand the journey of remembrance. We are going so high. There is the incorporeal world, the subtle region, and the corporeal world. The 5 elements exist here. They don't exist in the subtle region or in the incorporeal world. Only the Father gives this knowledge, and this is why he is called the ocean of knowledge. People believe that studying many scriptures is to learn knowledge. They earn so much money. Those who read the scriptures receive so much respect. However, you now understand that there is no greatness in that. Only the one God is the highest on high. Through him, we become the rulers of the highest on high heaven. What is heaven and what is hell? How does the cycle of 84 births turn? No one in the world, apart from you, knows this. They simply say that all of this is imagination. You have to understand that such people don't belong to this clan. You mustn't become disheartened. It is understood that it is not in their roles, and so they will not be able to understand anything. You children now hold your heads very high. When you are in the highest world, you will not be aware of the lowest world. Those of the lowest world will not know those of the highest world. That is called heaven. Although people abroad are not able to go to heaven, they do mention the names of heaven and paradise. Those of Islam speak of Bahist, that is heaven, but they don't know how they can go there. You have now received so much understanding. The highest on high Father is giving us so much knowledge. This drama is created in a wonderful way. Those who don't understand the secrets of the drama say that this is imagination. You children know that this world is impure. This is why people call out, "O purifier," and come and make us pure. The Father says, history repeats every 5,000 years. The old world has to become new, and this is why I have to come. I come every cycle and make you children the highest on high. Those who are pure are said to be the highest, and those who are impure are said to be the lowest. This world was new and pure. It is now impure. You also understand these things number-wise. Those who keep these things in the intellects are able to remain constantly happy. If this isn't in the intellects, then when someone says something or there is some loss, they become upset. Papa says, this degraded world now has to end. This is the old world. People have become so degraded. However, no one considers himself to be so degraded. Devotees always bow their heads. You don't bow your heads to someone who is degraded. You bow your heads to someone who is pure. You never do that in the golden age. Only devotees do that. The Father doesn't tell you to walk with your head bowed. No, this is a study. You're studying in the Godfatherly University, and so you should have so much intoxication. It shouldn't be that you experience intoxication while at the university and that the intoxication is then lost when you get home. You should have this intoxication at home as well. Here, you children know that Shiv Baba is teaching you. This one says, I am not the ocean of knowledge. This Baba is not the ocean of knowledge. Rivers emerge from the ocean. There is just the one ocean, and the Brahmaputra is the biggest river. Many big steamers enter the ocean. There are many rivers everywhere else too. It is only here that they speak of the purifier, Ganges. They never say this of any of the rivers abroad. If the river were the purifier, there would then be no need to adopt a guru. People stumble so much to rivers and lakes. In some places the lakes are so dirty, don't even ask. They take the muddy sand from there and rub it on themselves. It has now entered in your intellects that all of those are methods to come down. Those people go there with so much love. You now understand that your eyes have been opened with this knowledge. Your third eyes of knowledge have now opened. When a soul has received the third eye, he is called Trikaladarshi. The soul has the knowledge of all three aspects of time. A soul is just a point. How could you show a soul with eyes? All of these matters have to be understood. When you have the third eye of knowledge, you become Trikaladarshi and Trilokinath. From atheists, you become theists. Previously, you did not know the Creator or the beginning, middle, or end of creation. By coming to know the beginning, the middle, and the end of creation from the Father, you are now receiving the inheritance. This is knowledge. There is also the history and geography and the accounts too. Acha, if a child is clever, he can work out how many births we take, and according to that, how many births those of other religions take. However, the Father says, don't beat your head too much over these matters. Your time would be wasted. Here, you have to forget everything. There is no need to speak about those things. You give the recognition of the Father, the Creator, whom no one knows. Shiv Baba only comes in Bharat. He surely comes and does something. This is why they celebrate his birthday. Because Gandhi and other holy men, etc., have been and gone, they have made stamps of them. They also make stamps for family planning. You now have the intoxication that you belong to the Pandava garment. This is the garment of Almighty Baba. This is your coat of arms. No one else knows this coat of arms. You understand that you have intellects full of love at the time of destruction. We remember the Father a great deal. By remembering the Father, we have tears of love. Baba, you remove all our sorrow for half the cycle. There is no need to remember any other gurus or friends or relatives, etc. Simply remember the one Father. The early morning time is very good. Baba, it is your great wonder. You awaken us every 5,000 years. All human beings are sleeping in the devilish sleep of Kumbhakarna. That is, they are in the darkness of ignorance. You now understand that this is the ancient yoga of Bharat. Everything else that they teach, like Hatha Yoga, etc., is just exercise in order to keep the body healthy. You now have all the knowledge in your intellects, and so you remain happy. You come here and you understand how Baba refreshes you. Some become refreshed, but then, as soon as they go out, that intoxication finishes. It is number-wise. Baba explains, this world is impure. People call out, "O purifier, come," but they don't consider themselves to be impure. That is why they go to wash away their sins. However, it is not the body that accumulates sin. The Father comes and purifies you and says, constantly remember me alone and your sins will be absolved. You have now received this knowledge. Bharat was heaven and it is now hell. You children are now at the confluence age. When someone falls into vice, he fails, and so it is as though he has fallen into hell. He falls from the 5th floor and then has to experience 100-fold punishment. So, the Father explains, Bharat was so elevated and it is now so degraded. You're now becoming so sensible. Human beings are so senseless. Baba makes you so intoxicated here, but as soon as you go out, the intoxication decreases and the happiness flies away. When a student passes a difficult examination, does his intoxication decrease? He studies and passes and becomes something great. Look at the condition of the world now. The highest on high Father comes and teaches you. He is incorporeal. Your souls are also incorporeal. You have come here to play your roles. Only the Father comes and explains the secrets of the drama. The world cycle is also called a drama. When someone falls ill in those plays, they can leave. This is an unlimited play. It is in the intellects of you children in an accurate way. You know that you come here to play your roles. We are unlimited actors. We take bodies and play roles. Baba has come. All of this should be in your intellects. The unlimited drama should be in your intellects. You receive the unlimited sovereignty of the world. Therefore, you also need to make effort accordingly. You may live at home with your families, but you do have to remain pure. There are many people abroad who get married in their old age for companionship, for someone to look after them. They then leave a will. They leave something for their companion and something to charity. There is no question of vice there. A lover and beloved do not surrender themselves to one another for vice. They simply have love for the physical. You are spiritual lovers and you remember the one beloved. There is the one beloved of all you lovers. All of you remember that one. He is so beautiful. That soul is beautiful. He is ever beautiful. You have now become ugly, and so he changes you from ugly to beautiful. You know that the Father is making you beautiful. Here, there are so many that one doesn't even know with what thoughts they are sitting here. It is the same in a school. While sitting there, their intellects are diverted towards films and friends or other directions. It is the same at spiritual gatherings. It is the same here too. This doesn't sit in their intellects, and so they don't experience that intoxication and are unable to imbibe or inspire others to imbibe. Many daughters want to engage themselves in doing service, but they have young children too. Bible says, employ a maid to look after the children. You can bring benefit to many. If you're clever, why should you not engage yourself in doing spiritual service? Employ a maid to look after your 5 or 6 children. It is now the turn of the mothers. You should have a lot of intoxication. If you are ahead, your husband will think that his wife has gone ahead and even defeated the sannyasis. Your mothers will definitely glorify the name of the Laukik and the Parlaukik. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, Father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. We, the spiritual children, also say Namaste and good morning to the Mother, Father, Bapdada. Essence for Dharana. 1. Remove everything from your intellect. There is no need to listen to or relate things that waste your time. 2. At the time of studying, your intellect should be connected in yoga with the One Father. The intellect should not wander anywhere. Maintain the intoxication that the incorporeal Father is teaching you. Blessing. May you be a world server who remains stable in an unlimited stage and detached and loving in doing service. Repeat. May you be a world server who remains stable in an unlimited stage and detached and loving in doing service. A world server is one who remains stable in an unlimited stage. Such a server would always be detached while serving and be loving to the Father. They would not be attached to service because attachment to service is a golden chain. That bondage takes you from the unlimited into the limited. Therefore, you have to be detached from the awareness of bodies, from godly relationships, from any facilities of service, and be loving to the Father. And you will receive the blessing of being a world server and constantly continue to receive success. Slogan. Have rehearsals of putting a stop to waste thoughts in a second and you will become powerful. Repeat. Have rehearsals of putting a stop to waste thoughts in a second and you will become powerful. Om Shanti.